Welcome to our video about the fascinating world of Pokemon and their placement on the Tree of Life. Today, we take a closer look at Kangaskhan and its connection to all mammal Pokemon. Ready? Let's go! Diprotodontia is an order within the subclass of marsupials. With approximately 140 species, it is the most species-rich order in this subclass. Well-known marsupials such as kangaroos, koalas, and wombats belong to this group. Diprotodontia are found in Australia and its surrounding islands, in New Guinea, eastern Indonesia, from Sulawesi eastward, and the Solomon Islands. The common features of Diprotodontia lie in their teeth and the structure of their foot bones. The name translates to two front teeth, referring to a large pair of incisors that dominate the lower jaw. An additional, smaller pair may also be present. In the upper jaw, there are usually 6 incisors, except in wombats. Another distinctive trait is that the second and third toes of the hind limbs are fused together. In 3 families, gliding possums, ringtail possums, and pygmy gliders, species have developed a gliding membrane. Most Diprotodontia species are herbivores. However, some have specialized in feeding on insects or, like the honey possums, on nectar. The earliest known fossils of the order Diprotodontia date back to the late Oligocene, approximately 28 to 23 million years ago. Among the oldest identifiable species is Hypsiprimnodon bartholomei from the early Miocene, which still closely resembled small possum-like ancestors. Fossil evidence suggests that the group was already highly diversified during the Oligocene, indicating that its evolutionary origins likely extend even further back in time. However, significant gaps remain in the fossil record, particularly in regions like New Guinea. One of the most famous extinct members of Diprotodontia was Diprotodon, the largest known marsupial to have ever lived, comparable in size to a modern-day hippopotamus. Another remarkable species was Thylacoleo, often referred to as the marsupial lion, a carnivorous diprotodont and apex predator of its era. Kangaroos, distinguished from rat kangaroos and also referred to as true or proper kangaroos, belong to a family within the marsupial order Diprotodontia. They are among the most well-known marsupials and are considered iconic representatives of Australian fauna, although they also inhabit New Guinea. Kangaroos are characterized by their exceptionally long hind legs. They are herbivores and primarily crepuscular or nocturnal. The family comprises around 65 extant species, 4 of which are extinct. Kangaroos vary significantly in size. The largest species, the red kangaroo, can reach up to 1.8 meters in height and weigh up to 90 kilograms, while the shaggy hair wallaby weighs only 0.8 to 1.8 kilograms and has a head body length of 31 to 39 centimeters. In nearly all species, the hind legs are markedly longer and stronger than the forelimbs. An exception is the tree kangaroos, which have adapted to arboreal life and no longer move by hopping. Their forelimbs and hind limbs are nearly equal in length. The tail is long, muscular, and usually covered in hair. It is often used for support or balance, but cannot be used as a prehensile tail. In nail-tail kangaroos, the tail ends in a bony tip. The fur is typically gray or brown, though patterned species exist, such as rock kangaroos. The forepaws are small and end in 5 digits. They are used for feeding and support. The hind foot is narrow and elongated, and kangaroos are plantigrade, walking on the soles of their feet. The first toe is absent, while the second and third toes are fused, as in all Diprotodontia, but end in 2 separate claws used for grooming. The 4th toe is the longest and strongest, and the 5th is medium-sized. The head is elongated but relatively small compared to body size. The ears are large. In the upper jaw, kangaroos have 6 incisors. In the lower jaw, only 2. The lower incisors are enlarged as in all Diprotodontia and bite against a hardened area of the palate behind the upper incisors. The upper incisors are arranged in a U or V shape and are not aligned in a row as in other Diprotodontia. This configuration forms an effective tool for tearing tough plant material and is convergently found in some ungulates. The lower canines are absent, and the upper canines are either absent or highly reduced, resulting in a large gap, diastema, between the incisors and molars. The premolars are narrow and blade-like, while the molars are broad and high-crowned. Molars erupt sequentially rather than simultaneously. As the front molars wear down and fall out, the next ones emerge and migrate forward in the mouth. The dental formula of kangaroos is I31C010P22s M44s, resulting in a total of 32 or 34 teeth. The kangaroo's stomach has evolved into a multi-chambered structure similar to that of ruminants. It consists of 3 sections. The first, the forestomach sac, serves as a fermentation chamber where plant material is processed with the help of microorganisms, much like the rumen. Further digestion occurs in the tubular forestomach and the hindstomach. The intestine is long, as is typical for herbivores, and the cecum is well developed. The cardiovascular system shows no notable differences compared to other marsupials. Kangaroos are found throughout Australia, including offshore islands such as Tasmania and in New Guinea. They inhabit a wide range of environments, from tropical rainforests to bushlands, grasslands, and the arid steppes and deserts of the outback. Some species, such as rock and bush kangaroos, also live in mountainous regions and have been found at elevations over 3,100 meters. Kangaroos exhibit variability in activity patterns and social behavior. While most species are crepuscular or nocturnal, they can also be observed during the day, for example, sunbathing in the afternoon. They spend the day in shaded areas, caves, rock crevices, or other shelters. These animals do not form complex social structures. Occasionally, loose groups of individuals may form, but these are not permanent. Depending on the need for speed, many kangaroo species use 2 modes of locomotion. At higher speeds, they hop using only their hind legs, with the tail held aloft for balance. In this way, they can reach speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. Larger species often make leaps of 9 meters, and a gray kangaroo has been recorded jumping 13.5 meters. These leaps rarely exceed a height of 1.5 meters. At slower speeds, kangaroos use 5 limbs. They support themselves with their forepaws and tail while swinging their hind legs forward. Once the hind legs are in place, the forepaws and tail are moved forward again. Hopping is highly efficient at high speeds. Thanks to specialized, highly elastic tendons, they can move quickly with minimal energy expenditure, an advantage in dry climates with limited food resources. However, at low speeds, this movement is inefficient and energy intensive. Kangaroos cannot move backward, nor can they move their hind legs independently. Tree kangaroos do not hop but are excellent climbers. Short-tailed quokkas and pademelons primarily move on all 4s. Kangaroos are herbivores that feed on a wide variety of plants depending on their habitat. Broadly speaking, they can be divided into grass-eating species, such as red and gray kangaroos, and leaf-eating species, such as tree kangaroos, which also differ significantly in the shape of their molars. To varying degrees, they also consume other plant parts like fruits, buds, and more. Thanks to their efficient digestive system, they are able to process tough plant material effectively. Some species even regurgitate and re-chew their food. These adaptations, combined with their ability to survive on minimal water, enable them to thrive even in arid regions with sparse vegetation. Genetic analyses and fossil evidence suggest that kangaroos diverged from a possum-like ancestor approximately 38 to 44 million years ago. One particularly fascinating genus is Bora, an extinct lineage of large tree kangaroos from the late Cenozoic era. Fossils indicate that these animals were anatomically adapted for climbing, yet they also inhabited open environments, demonstrating a surprising ecological flexibility. That's it for now. In the next episode, we take a closer look at seeking and its surprising connection to all-jawed vertebrates Pokemon. Feel free to subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and check in next time.